Okay, there we go. Sorry, team. Yeah, my like I was saying when volume wasn't on, my PC overnight has done a full restart without telling me, so I've lost all my settings. So there we go. That's why this has happened. So let's get through this because we're running out of time here. All right, failed breakout. There's your range. We're back inside it. Failed breakout of the highs yesterday. Couldn't get up to 900. Couldn't start digging into this old supply zone. Failed, causing rotation lower. Globex sold off into low volume node. This acted as a support system. I would have liked to seen this dig a little bit deeper, but we didn't. Right here, 50-day and 20-day mean reversion. Still no sound. No, you've got sound, Chad. Everyone can hear me now. All right, so 50-day and 20-day, and we're finding a bid on this low here. All right, so if we find a bid here, then potentially this can be a daily higher low to move higher. We can't rule it out. Is it ideal? No, we'd like to see that happen in New York, but we get what we've been dealt with. Right now, we've traded right back inside range. This is possibly one of the worst charts I've seen. I'm just being really honest with you. Failed breakouts both sides back into a multi-week channel and range is not what you want to see. All right, so right here, multiple attempts to get back above this 900 to find acceptance into this old value. All right, so value, if you think about this, value moved down, value moved down, value moved sideways, value moved down, value moved up, value moved up, and now we're just inside this same level. We can't find acceptance above, we can't find acceptance below. In this exact zone, we've spent 3 weeks. All right, so no migration either way. It's trying to figure it out at the moment. So we want to be very, very careful. If we put on a developing profile of this week, you can see we're right back inside, and we're inside this week's point. Well, we're right at this week's point of control. So I'll be watching that rotation up to previous day value area high. All right, 723s. If they fail 723s, we're probably going to come back down to value. These are the opportunities today. It's just a rotation till it proves otherwise. Into here may well be a fade back down to there. You can see we could not get under previous week's value area low. There was a wick down, but we reclaimed it. We're straight back up. I was attempting to short that back down there last night, but took the stop. So reclaim a value, rotations in here. Outside of here, well, we can argue that we can come all the way back up to these highs again. All right, so if we start printing above value on current week and previous day, if we start basing and holding these sort of 700, 750s, 720, 750s, then we can think about that move higher. But if they look above into here and fail again, then we're coming right back down to the other side of value, and this will just continue to wash and rotate until they're ready with it. All right, so super, super careful today, folks, while we're trading back inside that range. If we look at Globex, you can see what I'm talking about. Right, there's the look above and fail on FOMC. Those who traded FOMC with me will know I said no more longs up here. We were long from here for the drive. I was expecting a 2-leg pullback here to hold. We came into Globex and they puked the whole thing. Now we've reclaimed value. Get out of the way so you can see here. That's your look below and fail. Here's the box, trigger box, and back inside. So messy, 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 folks. That's just what we've got. Can only play what's in front of us, right? We can only play what is in front of us. But this is very, very thin. Gap fill will be all the way back up to 800, basically. I wouldn't rule that out right now with how we're moving. Let's have a quick look. Gonna leave the ES. We can have a very quick look, but you can see same kind of thing. All right, it's trying to reclaim and getting up to gap fill. If we think about this as a fib, it's the other thing we need to be careful of right now. All right, from the high to the low, we're into golden zone. Full retracement is there, 891. If we're going gap fill, what I want to be very careful of is this right here. I've talked about this numerous times. 82, 85, 88, 90. All right, 82 down here, gamma. 85, gamma. 90, and then 700s. All right, so cool wall here, put wall here, rotation, 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 rotation. Under here, definitely under 80. there's actually not much in terms of put walls down here. So if we start losing 82s, it's actually going to get pretty bad. But we've got call walls 88, 90, and definitely 700. There's huge lots up here on 700. So we will just see. We'll just see how we go. Let's have a quick look at the VIX and then the MAG, and then we've got to jump into it. I don't think I've even got Ninja open yet. Let me just get that booting up while we're doing this. So VIX, same story here. You can see we've peaked out, trading in between levels, filling this gap. If we start losing 16s and rolling over into low 15s, then the market can just go on a slow, low volatility grind back up. Sorry guys, give me 1 second, just trying to get Ninja up while we're doing this. No, it doesn't want to play ball. Of course it doesn't. Okay, sorry. MAG. Fucking PCs, mate. Windows is the worst operating system, honestly. All right, MAG, Apple gapping up. Incredible. Apple gapping up around previous day high. Again, still boxed in. If we start to break, though, right, if we start to break, you can see Apple's trying to go. If we start to break, we might be going back to the top side here on Apple. Amazon, that's a gap down, back into range, nothing to see here. Okay, fail breakout above, fail breakout below. This is your base, this is the rotation. That's an ugly looking chart. Goog, flat, you can see it's trying to curl. We've built liquidity here. Question is, can it break out previous day high, previous week high for a continuation? Opening up flat, but that's looking a bit more bullish. Meta, this won't look good, right? This got hammered with Oracle, so I'm still long from, where was I long from? 580s? Yeah, I'm still long from 580s. Didn't take any profit. I'm just sort of very small position waiting to see how this sort of works out. But back into this low range. If we start losing this, then we're going straight back down to those 580s. Microsoft, gapping down. That doesn't look good either. Nvidia, okay, this got smashed on Oracle. You can see there's your gap down. Oracle had earnings yesterday. The earnings were actually good, but everyone's adamant on selling it at the moment. I'm actually watching to see if Oracle starts holding a bit of a bid after it will be SSR this morning when it opens up. And Tesla, all right, gapping down as well. So MAG doesn't look too good. I'll show you Oracle. There's Oracle. All right, so there's the push yesterday on earnings. There's the sell. But we know we have a gap fill into 87s. I don't know if I got here. We've got a gap fill. Is it 87, 78? God, I've gone the wrong way around. So I'm watching this to see if once we fill the gap, we find a bid on Oracle or not. It's one thing I'm aware of right now. Remember, this move is ridiculous. But if they want to keep selling it, they will. We're now down 45%. If we fill that gap, we'll be down 50%. So if we get into there, I will consider it. It's got to start. I mean, I was looking for it to put a high low here and it didn't. So if we get down to here and we start basing, I'll consider it. But I'm not going to buy the knife in case we start rolling over the market. The one thing that I would say is watching the 10-year and 30 years. All right, they had the chance to do this breakout. We've been talking about it for months on here. All right, yesterday we broke out. We're already trading back inside. That's what's allowing this market to cool off a bit, as in to like regain some control. If we did this, all right, and that held, this market would be puking right now. So worth having one eye on that today, I would say. All right, so MAG not looking too good. Bit of a mixed bag. Apple relative strength, because why? It hasn't got much exposure to the chips like we always talk about. No exposure to chip names. All right, let's pull this down. Hopefully I haven't lost everything else. Let's share this stream quickly. How long we've got? 1 minute left. Sorry, folks. It's a pain. I don't know if any of you have this when your PC just restarts and closes everything down without saving. It's got to be the most annoying thing about PCs. Okay, so let's have a look. Not yet at previous day value area high. We want to be careful around here. Remember, we found a bid all week around these 600s. We've reclaimed point of control. So we want to be somewhat cautious. I don't want to have too much bias in this market. I actually want to let this market just make a bit of a decision, and then I'm happy to join in afterwards. We can go from there. All right. 30 seconds to the open, folks. Sorry, not going to get a chance to get through the hellos. Check these levels. Are these levels I've got on here correct? Yes. All right, good. Sorry, team. Bit unorganized today. Like I said, can't do anything about it. Let's see if my copier is open. All right, let this shake out for a minute, folks. Let's see. See what this market's intentions are. The SPY opening up right at that 85. I want to be careful. Right at 85, SPY's opening up. Most of the mag opening up down, other than Apple and Goog. And it won't take a lot for them to go green to red. So just be careful here. Let me just go down and check. Bonds, they're all opening at 1% down. Big selling here. Here's the previous week point of control. So they're puking this open. This level here was where we found a bid all week long. We did it the same yesterday as well. But if they don't find a bid here now, it might be night time, but we will see. We're still inside value, so I want to be careful. Here's 24-hour VWAP, previous week point of control, previous day value area low. We're still just inside value. There's no move outside of value yet. Give this a chance to settle down. Right, all of mag now red, other than Goog, which is holding on for dear life. This thing looks heavy, but who knows? We are at that key level, but wouldn't surprise me if they puke this under VWAP right down to previous week value area low. So small snapshot is possible here. It would just be a continuation if you take it. It's beyond my parameters, but if we do lose this, I wouldn't be surprised for them to retest this level here. If they do lose this, the problem is this is all in one candle. They can squeeze straight back up here, and this is what they've been doing all week long. I'm just going to, personally, I'm going to let this settle down for 5 to 15 minutes because we've had huge moves overnight. And I want to see where the liquidity comes in the New York session. So holding previous week point control, the same level that they held all week. But we have lost current week's point of control. We're finding a bid of current week's value area low right now, which is also previous week point of control. So it's very, very tight around here. Buyers did just get caught there trying to bid above 600 or 609. Again, I want to let this settle down. I don't think people will be too sure what to do with this. I think the market's in fear. The jobs report again was poor, and more people unemployed again. And we are in stagflation, you know. This whole narrative that Powell was giving yesterday, he looked very upset. I don't know if anyone watched it. I felt he looked very upset and very uncomfortable. The fact of the matter is the jobs market is bad, and that's going to cause a major problem for him. So you've got no one in jobs. People in jobs are trying to stay in their jobs. No one's moving jobs. There's no job creation. He blamed a lot of that on AI. And then for the first time, he started talking about the tariffs causing inflation, which is, everyone said that doesn't happen. Well, it does. And inflation's been steady. All right, back to VWAP, back under current value area low, back under current week value area low. The next level underneath you is previous day value area low. Under that, we found a bid. Oh, we found a bid in Globex from you want to watch 550 to 470. That's where they found a bid. If they're going to do a higher low, they're going to need to hold that. If they don't hold that, we're going right the way back down to the lows. And we've got an old naked point of control much, much lower that I've been talking about for a while. So how much longer we got left? Oh, I need a 5-minute bar. Where are you? Another 1 minute left for this 5 minute. SPY trying to reclaim the 85. I'm watching that very, very carefully as an over-under. It's under it right now, but it's a huge level. Let me mark this on. It's lost that as well. Jeez Louise, what a pain. I need to put an autosave on. Okay, back down to previous day value area low. If we start losing this, then we've got previous day lows we can come forward with. This, we're still in a range. Every time we've done this in New York session before, we've drifted straight back upside. So this is why I'm being very, very cautious, because I don't think this market is really too sure what to do. We've got fail break at the high, fail break at the low. If we're going to put in a higher low on like an hourly, now is the time to do it. All right, if we think about this, if this market is adamant and pushing up, all right, then this is the area where shorts got stuck. This is the area that they would need to protect. This is your value from yesterday. So look below here, fail, reclaim, can allow this move. If we go into here, I would say that's very, very bearish, because we're building liquidity outside of the old range to move lower at that point. So this is why I'm like, just want to let them make the decision. I'm not a big trader. I can't make this decision. I've got to let the big players make the decision on what they want to do. If they're adamant that we're going for all-time highs, if they're adamant that this market wants more squeeze out, if they're adamant that the Fed's really going to print and they actually think it's quantitative easing, then, you know, this is the time where they need to save the market. If they're saying that's a load of bullshit, we need to go deeper, then they will do it. And it's just knowing, like I just know I'm not got a big enough ego to say this is what we're going to do. When we've failed both sides of the range, it's ugly. I would say we didn't leave too much excess at the highs yesterday. We trapped, and we talked about it, and we can talk about this in here while we're waiting. All right, if we have a look what we were looking at yesterday in Discord. Where are we? All right, we talked about no more longs at the highs right here. All right, and when very dangerous, they tank it when he's done. All right, so this was all before it happening. We were long all the way up to that point, up to previous week value area high. All right, we just played momentum longs all the way up. And then my call for overnight was one of two things to happen. All right, here we go, and we did it. All right, so either of those things, I would have preferred they were bullish, but we've done the wash, and now we've reclaimed that level. So we need to be careful now. This is why it's important to just wait. Sometimes you just got to know when it's a waiting game. At the moment, unfortunately, it's now a waiting game. So sellers keep coming in under 590, buyers keep coming in over 590, and we are not moving. I just lost my cumulative delta as well. Gosh, get that back on. Let me save this before it loses everything. There we go. Okay. All right, so holding previous day's value, reclaiming previous week's value, holding current week's value. Next move will be up to previous day and current week's point of control, which will be 634. That's the most traded level so far. In that last drive up, we did just trap a load of bulls up there into 630, 634. You can see this level here. All right, so this is current New York Open, previous day point of control, and current week point of control. Everything's here. This is the area that bears would defend. This is the area that bulls would defend. Here's your rotation right now. Nice, Chad. Good work. Good work. I haven't even looked at gold today. It's up, isn't it? What's happened to silver? Is it still going? Or have they called that off? JP Morgan caught short side in that, getting destroyed off that. That's another push on Delta where they haven't reclaimed point of control. Lots of buyers are coming in here and they're not moving higher, not enough. This is starting to look more and more like a short setup here. That's twice they've tried to buy above 609 and failed. Still playing. We're still inside that opening 5 minute. Everything red. I'll give you a readout in the market. Tesla 1.43% down. Nvidia 2.72% down. Microsoft flat. Meta 0.72% down. Google 0.59% down. Amazon 1/3% down. Apple 0.5% down. Oracle 14% down. 14% down. I'd say you can put a price alert on Oracle for that gap fill. What did we say it is? 78 or something? Put a price alert there. That's probably where it's trying to go. All right, sellers are starting to take over this market now. They are trying to take over this market. Those last two pushes above 609s have got them caught, the buyers caught. Back to point of control, we've just gone here. What are we doing, market? Can you make your mind up? Is there any follow through downside? They've got the opportunity because they've got buyers caught above and definitely above point of control. So sellers are attempting to take control of this market here for a breakdown. I can see it in the tape starting. So I want to just see if we get underneath that value. And how do we act? Do we get underneath this value? Is this a snap? So in here on the tape, buyers have come in numerous times, aggressive buyers, market buyers, and we've not gone higher. There's passive selling happening here. But we're not breaking outside of value. I'm trying to be patient because I don't want to get caught. If we break outside of value, I'll consider this here for a move to previous day low and previous week value area low. I want to be careful of that move there. At the end of this auction, we did get a seller slightly offside at 65, so we're going to have to trade under him. Microsoft trying to find a bid. The rest of the market's still selling. Nvidia now 3% down. It's a battle here, folks, for sure. Trap bar at 620. Yeah, I'd say actually everyone over 606 is trapped. Everyone over 606 is trapped. So if you look at, where can I put it? Fuck off. Why has it lost literally everything? Okay, if you look at this, bring this over here. All right, look at all this buying. If we go to a 1 minute, you'll see it really clear. All these guys over here, trapped. Here comes the sell. All right, so here's previous day value area low. Important what happens now. So they saved it again. So shorts have come flying in there trying to get the breakdown. So I'm waiting for confirmation. I want to see us go under it and hold under it. So there's a passive buyer sat at previous day value area low. There's a passive seller sat at 610 and above. That's your range right now. So 560 to 610. Look at that save. This is why we wait. Exactly why we wait. Range actually not too big. Still only 94 points. Just going back and forth. Microsoft has caught a bid. Jesus Christ. What are we doing? Oh, it's Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day. Can you sit still? Can we get underneath value? It's like a battle of H1 right now. This is like, I can just show you. This is the battle. Right. Bulls know, like we talked about, they want to defend this, leave short stuck for a higher low to go higher. Bears know that if this is a drive up and we get back into here, they go lower. This is a very, very contested level, especially the top side of it. So we don't know what we're doing because there's value, there's a failure, there's back inside. It's just, it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. Waiting for that guy to tell me it's a trending market again. VWAP chop, yeah, VWAP chop as well. Stuck between the VWAPs, absolutely. One thing we could do, which I haven't done, let's actually do an anchor. There you go. So we're right at the anchor off the low. Let's do one off the high. I bet you it's at exactly the same spot. All right, there's your problem right there. All right, this is average buying price off the low. That's average selling price off the high. That is your problem right there. All right, average buyer, average seller, condensed. We're getting tighter and tighter in between it. They are now trying to break out outside of it. So if they hold this, then you're looking for washes to previous day low, previous week open, previous week value area low. If bulls come in and they soak this up, then they're going to try for that hourly higher low that I've been talking about in this area down here, right, where we try to bid off overnight. This level right here, right, this level right in here. No acceptance lower yet. SPY still holding 85s, folks. Still holding 85s. They're not trapped though, are they? Your trap sellers between under 571. We're under 571, so they're not actually trapped. If we're at that price, they're not trapped, are they? Because we can still break down here and make a new low. If we move over it, then yes, but understand that these participants are not trapped right now. They're in control. There you go, there's a new low. So there's a big difference, mate. When you're calling levels, you better understand if we're above it or below it. You're saying correct, but you're saying that they're trapped. They're not trapped. All right. If we'd done this, moved back over, all right, and left excess, yes, but we hadn't. So don't confuse yourself and say that these guys are trapped when they're in control of this market right now. There's a big difference. Right, so I'm going to leave value. So this short's starting to pay out now into previous day low. You want to be careful here. There's a passive buyer down here, but if we snap this, there's possibly a move into 480s to 470s. Strong selling coming in. SPY underneath that 85 level into its low of day here on SPY. Big level. High time frame algo here as well. Big level. Sellers still in control here. You're still seeing potential expansion lower, but we have just swept. Be very careful. We've just swept. So your TP's like already been hit, or at least one of them. Big sellers coming in at the low and they're not getting their way yet. They need to see a further breakdown here. Big sellers coming in at these lows at 23. So 23 down to 19, lots and lots of selling activity on the market taking place. They need expansion lower, otherwise they're going to get themselves caught for the first time today. There's a reclaim or attempt to reclaim previous day low. So I'd say how we act here into 27 all the way up to 57 becomes important. A VWAP here for ES, 24-hour VWAP coming up. High time from Algo Spy still in play. Watching to see if we get one more little snap down or if they're going to turn this inside. Nice. Okay, beautiful. So can we now get down into 82s? And then under that into what's previous week, 69s. Looking good. Looking good here. Finally rejecting. Lovely. Just going to sell a little bit. Sorry, cover a little bit into this. See this guy on the bid here at 500. Snapped him now. He's out of the way. Previous week open here into 82s. And then previous week value here. And then if we fail that, all the way down we go. Can afford a drift back up to 26 here for a retest. So happy to risk up there at the moment. Nice. Further breakdown coming here. We're going to get that previous week value area low now. There we go. Tagged it. Okay, so I'm down to tiny size. I want to still risk 27s here. Seller's coming at around 25, so he's looking at the same level of me, sort of 27-ish. He's moved down. He's jostling down now. Okay, let's see. Down to tiny size here. If we get expansion lower, great. But this has been a big move. Expecting some little pushback and then a rollover for a retest. And then if we're going to come into Globex all the way down here. Market's really rolling now. Starting to get aggressive. But don't want to add any size down here. I'm down to tiny micros here. So I need a push back up for me to get involved with any more size, but we've hit most of the targets. Previous week value area low now being taken. If we're going to expand underneath the previous week value area low, then I can think about that naked point of control that I've been banging on about. So 25,200s, I think it was, and 24,900s. 25,200s, 24,900s. Globex is 25,80s down here. Okay, here's the move back upside. So I'm watching here to see how we act at 25s, not just because it's previous day low, because this is where some buyers came in and got themselves caught. So we're holding previous week's value at the moment. Some big buyers coming in here, getting themselves caught again. Can they get one more lift higher? Don't really want to add here. The market's losing every level though. You've really got to get higher for me to be interested in an ad. So back to, yeah, so there we go, holding previous week's value. So I'd say all the way up to 26 is possible for relief, and then how they act there will become key. Do they hold value again? Here is the question. If not, we're going to snap. Here's previous week value area low being tested again. The weekly buyers are trying to hold this here. Oh, please come a bit higher first. That push was a bit weak into that whole number. Love to get a bit more size on. Don't think you're going to let me, are you? These bids stacking up here at 50s, think they're just going to snap and wipe them. There's the flush. Careful here now. There's a bit of a battle here, but we are outside of previous week's value. I think we still move lower now again, back to Globex low by the looks of it. Here we go. There's an imbalance here, by the way, 440 to 420, so be aware of that if you're still in. Really starting to settle, really nice sell now, outside of value. It's important that first 5-10 minutes, whatever it was, to let those players make their minds up, not join in until we got outside of the value area. I'm just a bit annoyed that we didn't get a bit further up for a retest up here. It's what I would have really liked to have seen to resize into it, but it is what it is. It's going to be a smaller win. I would have liked to have been a huge win. I never really sized in. Don't chase, by the way, folks. If you didn't take the breakdown of value here, which we kept talking about, we need to see the move outside. I drew it for you enough times. Here, anywhere here, you can join TP1, TP2. I'm now looking for this, and really, this, and really, this, and where's the other green level? Or maybe that's it. 9, where's that naked point of control? Yeah, that level here. 950, I think, is doable. It's a naked point of control on a weekly, which we've never gone back to. If we really sell, it doesn't have to be today, but I think 950 is possible. Doesn't have to be today, it can be tomorrow, next week. But yeah, no reason to fully cover yet. Still we drop, right? This is the imbalance from last night down into 20 that I talked about. There's a buy side imbalance here where we found a bid last night. So we're repricing some of this. Might see a reaction here. Where did I enter? I entered once I saw this break. I was a little bit late. All right, I was watching this. I actually entered about here. Let's have a look. Entry was, yeah, 45.50 is where I got him. I really wanted to retest 26s. So here, 26s, here, we had lots of buyers come in, fail, and I was hoping this would come back in and I would just slam these guys back down. But we never got back to that level. So all I got was this original positioning. And I would really have liked that to come a little bit higher, and then I could have used their pain to go lower. But it is what it is. Still a really nice trade. But the key was, if you like, didn't tell you, I told you numerous times, wait for us to move outside of value. And if we stay heavy on a retest, right, we need confirmation. This candle here was it. That was it. We're moving away now, all right? Really simple. Range created, moving away from range. What were the flow zones doing? Sell. We're in a sell. We just had to leave this range. Once we left that range, this guy right here, everything started to play out. Still coming low. We're gonna come and take Globex now. Motherfuckers. I mean, it's really good. Like, I shouldn't be complaining. I just never got the size on I wanted. Green Otter. A friend of mine joined today. They asked if it's always this easy. I mean, when we're out of, like, some of you would have been here for weeks, months, some of you for years. How many times do you hear me say, I'm not interested in trading inside range, but when we leave range, that's when I'm interested in trading, right? So you would have seen it all week, just like, can't be bothered, can't be bothered, can't be bothered. We've got to leave range. I traded long bias yesterday on FOMC because we got above this range. So everyone who was in Discord with me, once we got above this, we were long bias to previous week high. Up here, we were probably short bias for a pullback to here, but I did not want to take that. I wanted to take a long from here, which never turned out because they sold it. Right, so market's always either in doing one or two things: range rotation or consolidation or whatever you want to call it, accumulation distribution, depending on the way we're going, or range expansion. Right, we're now in range expansion. Target right here is here, 380s, and then under there, 195, and then this is the real target for me. Right, and it's been the real target for me for a long, long, long time. And if you're like, not heard you talk about it, yeah, I've talked about it numerous times. There you go, old point of control on a weekly, untested, naked, virgin, however you want to call it, that's what it is. All right, did ES sweep there? No. All right. It's trying to base above. ES is trying to find a bid at 40 is where it broke out from. So just be aware of that. This market can afford a drift up before it resells. It doesn't mean it's going to do it, but it can afford it. They did just trap a ton of buyers on that last little 1 minute shove up. This right here just trapped a shit ton of buyers there. 244 lot, 56 lot, 98 lot. So as long as they are out the money, 25, 434 is their big pain point. All right. So if you break, I just call it 35. If you break 35, these buys are going to be okay and you might get a drift. But all the time we're under 34s, they are in big, big trouble because they came in with size. I'm going to grab a coffee, okay? And be right back. Do not be bullish, please. Don't be silly. Yeah, those buyers are still stuck. Lower you go. Orange line is your target. All right, orange line is your target. Let me just check this blue box. I want to make sure I've got it in the right spot. Okay, there's like a little... I'll do this so you can see how I do it. I'm watching this here. There's this node above value here. We're thin here and then we've repriced it and we broke out from. So I'm interested in that. But once we get under that, right, except that the bottom of this blue box will be the old value area high. Once we lose that, then what are we going to do? All right, if we can't hold above value, we're going to search for fair value. Where's fair value? There it is. It's standing out, right? So if we lose this, this is possible. It doesn't have to do it today. I want to really make that clear. This might take a few days or weeks to happen, but this here is a highly probable area for us to trade into because we've never come back to it. All right, so that's previous or many weeks ago. Value area high became a point of control. We've never retested it. It's been 1, 2, 3. This would be the third week of not retest, or actually technically it's 2. This would be the second week of not retesting it. All right, so I think there's a highly probable chance that we come down to that. The only other thing I want to be considerate of is these daily levels that I keep talking about. We do have a bit of a shelf developing here. And this works. This is the same area, 290s. This is your 50-day, 20-day. So in here, I think there will be a lot of bulls waiting, all right? If they're going to set the high low, like I've talked about for weeks and weeks and weeks, this is where they need to do it on a daily. If they fail to set a higher low here on a daily, it is night time. All right, because this is a straight move up. They need to set the high low here on a daily to have a chance to go back up, which will be beautiful inverse head and shoulders. Fail that, okay, good night market. So I'm willing to play both ways when we get into that, but that's what I'm watching for. It's what I've been watching for I don't know, 2-3 weeks now. Lots of buyers coming in down here, by the way, folks. Lots and lots and lots of buyers coming in here. They are trying over and over again. Huge, like if you look at Bookmap's huge buying, we're not really moving higher. I would not be short down here, right? I still short bias, but you don't want to be a new money short down here. The next new money short really comes if we expand underneath Globex, right? So if we start coming underneath here and if we build liquidity here and we expand underneath and use that liquidity to move lower, then you can think about this move. But just think about how violent this move's been down without a reprice. We can afford a reprice, maybe into previous week value area low. Maybe they come back. Are you sure we don't want to move back into value? No, we don't want to move back into value, right? That kind of move there can easily happen. If we get through previous week value area low, then, you know, if they start lifting the offer, right, if there's no sellers hanging out here, we know, where was I waiting? 26s? 26s. It was 26s, right? I've got to double check this. It was 26s. I'd say 26s. Where are those big buyers? 63. There's a massive lot got stuck at 82. So delta, big delta up to 82. So I'd be watching. Yeah, well, it's the same kind of level. In and around here, do sellers hold this market back down? Is this a pump? which gets resold into in and around 82-ish. If they start reclaiming value, they can come all the way back up to VWAP, can't they? They failed to take out that. Just want to make sure. Did we take it on ES? We didn't take it on ES either. So I'd be watching for a reshort around here if you see failure. All right, if they reclaim this, you don't want to be short because they're going to lift it then and they can attack VWAP and previous day low and even previous day value. But I'd be thinking if we're going to sell, we should sell around here. Big ifs, but if we're going to sell, this is where we should sell around into sort of the 80s. Am I ever looking into session high and lows? Yeah, it's what this orange line is. That's your Globex low. Absolutely. Okay, so here we go. They're going to lift this into these sort of 80s, 70s and 80s, but I would say the big delta is stuck at 82. If they get above 82, the buyers start to feel comfortable. But that's where they're going to try and lift it up to. Meta and Microsoft both gone green, by the way. I'm watching ES as well. It's not too far away from both of its VWAPs, so it's almost there. And you see the current high on that push was 63s. I'll be watching 82s. I'll be watching around 82s. I'm not going to slam this short as we come into it. We don't know if they just lift this whole thing. But if we start to fail and we create a lower high and we build out some liquidity, maybe I'll be interested in another trade. Yeah, well, I can see that the delta's gone positive on the last 5 minute candles, but it doesn't mean anything until we reclaim a level. Of course, we're going to go positive. There's lots of buying coming in here, but what really matters is this level here that I keep telling you about. The delta is stuck. 82. Let me show you on Bookmap, see if you can see this. It should stand out here if I come up to 82. Where are you? 570. It's moving so quick, it's going to keep pulling it away. All right, you see this here into here. See 81, 127 lot and a 50 lot. These guys up here are offside. You're looking at the level 2 on the right, the tape. That would be what I'd be watching into those 82s. Those are the guys that are currently offside. If they take that out, then we can squeeze right back up. Like I said, I wouldn't just be slamming short in this. You want to wait to see if there's a reaction, because if there's no reaction at 82s, right, then they're going to come straight up into here. And we're leaving that alone, which is a bit dirty. And you're also watching ES into this same level. ES is almost here. So that's what I'd be watching. Personally, that's what I'd be watching. I wouldn't be bullish bias until we start taking out levels and putting in higher lows. This is just a rebalance and a reprice. And you can see we just tapped into 82s and just got slammed. Right, so that little first reaction straight into just above 82s actually went 84s, and you can see it's the first sort of attempt from sellers, and buyers just got caught there again. That is the level. Based on delta, that's the level. That's the over-under right now. And they're trying to now absorb previous week value area lows. So this becomes the battle. Do they fade this all the way back down, or buyers get a squeeze out into VWAP here? I don't know. This is why we don't attack it. We let them do whatever it is they need to do, and if they start to roll over, we play, and if they start to, put higher lows and reclaim, we can bid up. I'm not into playing counter trend longs when we've just left balance, but we do need to be aware of that previous week value area low. Absolutely need to be aware of it. Okay, so drift into VWAP now looks probable. ES is at VWAP. SPY's got a tiny bit left to go. Guess what the bottom was today on SPY? 82s. All right, so all those guys have been here the last few days, everyone in Discord. 85 to 82 rotation on SPY. All right, look at this morning. Once we lost 85, we went straight down to 82. Gamma exposure is at 82. They bid back off at 82. I'm telling you now, there is not much of a put wall underneath. If they lose 82s on SPY, it is a little bit night-night, because everything was heavy topside. And again, I gave you that in Discord last night. We talked about it, I'm pretty sure. Sure, I mentioned it. Did I not mention it? There we go. SPY levels for tomorrow, 690, 700. Not much below. Most are call walls topside. So 85 and 82 still key. Lose that weakness possible. That was given at 625 last night. Right, those are still the levels. We're still just playing gamma to gamma at the moment by the looks of it. It's options dealers still playing this market. So straight squeeze up, repricing. How much more juice has it got in it is the question. Bid, 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 bid. Through to 82, so bulls now completely comfortable because they've repriced and they're holding, and bears have a chance to come in at previous day value area low, but the fact that they didn't hold the previous week is a bit dirty. I don't like that they left that. That's a bit naughty, but you know, it's the NQ. She loves doing that, especially this year. And then we do have some imbalances here, 43 to 54, and then there's some more all the way up 70s. If we claim the opening range, though, that's going to be it's going to be a bit like last night, really. Like one move down and then all the way back up. It's not very nice. So Meta and Microsoft 0.5% up. Rest of the market still in a bleed. Rest of the market still in a bleed here. They're trying to get to VWAP by the looks of it. Does the SPY want 85 again? Back inside its initial balance on the SPY. This is a silly market at this point. This is a silly market at this point. Right, there's no higher low yet. This is just a straight squeeze. So watching if there's acceptance, but you'd imagine there'll be some rejection at some point. There you go. It's the start of a rejection there. So probably going to come down fairly decently here and then try and set a higher low. So either VWAP or down into here. So this is the battle now. Can they get this move here? And they need to use this cluster to go higher if they are. Otherwise, bears will lean against this and look for a rotation to here. All right, and this would be their cover point. And if they got acceptance below, great. But I'm not going to trade this here because they should have rejected here versus 82. They didn't. I want to be careful of a lift up into this. Where's SPY? What was that high we just traded? 84.80s. So it got very close to 85s. So we know that's the rotation, 85s and 82s on the SPY. I do personally think that is controlling most of it. There you go. Here's a flush. So this is their chance to set a higher low, maybe wick to wick 500s. If not, might drift all the way down into here. SPY will, or ES and SPY will look to hold VWAP here. If they can set a higher low here, then they can have that move back inside the range. So good higher low, or good attempt at a higher low here. I'm not convinced yet. We did just reprice a buy-side imbalance at 12s. Sellers definitely caught offside there underneath 24s now in this current candle. All right, so sellers came in aggressively underneath 24s. This is all bid coming in here. Man, if this daily closes inside the old weekly range again, how many days will that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is day number 8. Please, please, please. I'd said so many prayers for us to just get out this range. I've constantly said, I don't care which side we go. Just please. Yeah, totally. Well, it makes sense. Look, when you see stuff like this, right, we're not balancing it out. The thing is, bears needed to defend this 82. That's why I said that in here, in this wick here, there was a lot of buying, all right? So bears really wanted to defend that. If they could have defended that, they could have caused this move down here. This is why I was like, I'm not going to just come in and hammer short. If you just rewind the tape, you'll hear me say, I'm not just going to come in and hammer short because we don't know if it wants to come up to here or here. And right now, we're going right the way back to value. All right, so bears, this is the last chance that they really have here, is to defend this. They've now lost. All right, here are the VWAPs. This is off the high pivot. This is off the low pivot. They've now lost that. If bears don't defend this, then guess what? Well, that's going to be used to go up here. All right, that will become liquidity to go up here. It's very ugly now to play this bull side with this micro pullback. It's like this bear side. That was a micro pullback. That's all you got. The better bullish move would be like this. But I've got a feeling it's not going to give that to us. It just feels very... Look, this 82 SPY. Okay. This now here 85 SPY. All right. I can show you. This is how quickly it's happening. It's literally just options dealers, guys. Here you go. 82, 85. Through 85, there's a little bit at 88 and then 90 and then 700. Under 82, there was no put wall. So if they didn't save 82, this market was gone. It was completely gone. That was their only chance, really. Sorry, do I need to catch up on some stuff here? Sorry, folks. What are you all saying? Have I missed something? Has someone passed something? Thanks. That was a 70-point reversal to almost VWAP. Re-entered 3 times. Thanks, man. Oh, lovely. Really nice. Good work. You just played the delta flip. And there was never a reason to get out if you played that. Yeah. Never give you a reason to get out. Once they got above 82, that was it. All right, let me have a look. Well, I'm kind of put off doing much now. I'm going to be honest. Bears need to defend this, and they've done a terrible job. As they've done a terrible job since April. So we want to be careful. We're back inside previous day's value. Let's put some volume on here now as well. Sorry, I forgot to do that because it's on my other chart. You've got to remind me. If I ever forget to do it, just shout at me. I want you gone. Let's get rid of these anchors because we've traded over it. Let's put this guy back on. All right, there we go. So high profile, point of control on the day, all up at this kind of level here. This is your... I would normally call this an under over. I'm reluctant to call it today an under over, but I guess it is where we built out this shelf. Bears must defend this. Failing to defend this will cause an inverse head and shoulder, and we will go for a re-squeeze higher. So look at SPY, it's just rejected 85. It can't get a close over 85. It's trying to get a close over 85. If it does successfully get a close over 85, I would expect it to attack 88. Alex, what are the bands on your chart that show the rotations? I'm not sure what you mean. The bands? Do you mean these, the clouds? These are my flow zones. Yeah, these are the flow zones. So these are rolling fibs. See how wide this got here. All right, maybe what we can see, we're rejecting previous day's value. Where would bulls want to defend? I would imagine they'll want to defend this right here now. All right, if they're going to set a higher low, I mean, if they can't hold VWAP, if they're going to set a higher low, bulls will want to defend this. This can still be sold. All right, this is structure at the moment. If bears sell this, they will attempt to sell it down to here. Bulls will attempt to defend this area here for that move. If we get acceptance in here, you do not want to be short bias. I'm telling you now, if this thing starts to find acceptance inside of value and chopping in here, remember this is fair value on the day, chop, chop, chop. If we go chop, 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 expansion, everyone down here gets cooked. And we'll come straight up for, well, maybe not for gap fill, but if we can get through previous day point of control, if we get acceptance inside value, it's hard to see there, then we're going to go other side, all right? So this is yesterday, all right? Let me clean this up and make this make sense for you. All right, this is yesterday. Yeah, there we go. That's yesterday. Where's previous week? Where's previous week value area low? Where's it gone? Is it just there and I can't see it? It's here. disappeared off my chart. Let me get this. Previous week. Okay, so this is yesterday's rotation. This is last week's rotation. Overnight, if we think about what we did overnight, we failed to get over previous week and previous day, and we came all the way down underneath previous week and set a low here. So overnight, and then we came back inside, so we failed. So we failed upside, failed downside overnight. New York session, we've failed to reclaim top side of this, come back down, trying to find acceptance inside previous week, possibly inside previous day. So this really for me is the no trade zone. Definitely this is a no trade zone. I don't want to play in there. But if you get acceptance in here, and if you like playing rotation, there is a difference. It's a no trade zone for me. It doesn't mean it needs to be for you. If we start finding acceptance inside here or inside here, if you're playing the weekly level, you're playing that. If you're playing the daily level, you're playing that. And if we're not getting acceptance underneath the weekly level, we should come and test the other side of the range. If we're not getting acceptance underneath previous daily value, then we should come and test the other side of the range. Technically speaking, but like you will hear me to say all the time, I flipping hate playing rotation, so I will avoid it like the plague. Oh, I've just lost that level again, haven't I? You bugger. Hopefully that makes sense. Different between a rotating market and a trending market. We've had the ability, or we've had the option to trend yesterday in FOMC and this morning. We've had the opportunity to trend twice, but we're not seeing the continuation yet. At the moment, we're just seeing back into range. Oh, well, if you just think about Fibonacci numbers, yeah, 13, 21, 45s. There's a reason, like, if you didn't know, there's a reason people use like a 21 EMA. Yeah, it's a fib. Same with these. These are fib numbers. 78, 82s. All right. Yes, about to take out higher day. No acceptance underneath, back inside value. This is looking more and more like an inverse head and shoulder. It's very dangerous to play this because this pullback is weak, but this is looking more and more probable right now. There's your point of control on the session. I would say bulls have the ability to really take over this market. I can't see me doing much else with this right now. Yeah, I know, Peter. It's silly. It's silly, but that's, like we said, that's been NQ a lot recently, hasn't it? I mean, leaving this is gross. What would have been better for the whole trigger would have been this. Okay, then we have a base built out. We've taken the liquidity. We've got a higher low. We've got acceptance in range. That becomes an easy long. This V-shaped recoveries are, are so gross. But whatever. This is the market. So back into this anchor off the high. I'm going to get rid of that now. I think we're just going to scream upside. Shorts are absolutely cooked because we're back inside value. Shorts are absolutely cooked now. Big seller at 582. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, I'd agree with you. 582 to 578. That's where they tried to sell it. So again, if we come here, we will see them. If it will let me come down. Just look at the VPD on the left, 582 to 578. So there's one here, 589. Here you go. So these guys here, 583. See all this sell side stacked, and then this guy here, 580, 187 lot offside. So all the time we're over this guy here at 580, bulls have the chance to stay in control of this market. Yeah, I guess one of the things when you're waiting, when you're a trader like me that waits for a confirmation on a hold. I mean, this is without taking liquidity, it doesn't even pull back to 30s. What about here? It's just, for me, there's just a no-go. It's a no-go. I can't shoot myself for not taking longs here. But yeah, we're going to get that inverted head and shoulders look. So back inside previous week point of control. Next stop is 637. Then you've got that New York Open 644, and through that previous day value area high, because we've had no acceptance under previous day value area high and under previous week value area high, so we should come and test the top side of the range. So if you are long in this, I don't see really a great entry model, but if you are long in this, it's a fantastic trade, and these are your targets. And once you get through that gap fill to 800, and if you get through 800, you might as well go to 926,000, to be quite honest with you, which is flipping insane when we just zoom out. What the bloody hell is this? But there we go. No sweep. Technically high low. If we reclaim this, we're coming up because we've got 3 lots of stops up here now. We did take it yesterday, but you know, by what, like a tick or something? This red line here, 870. Get through 870, you're screaming. You're screaming. That's going to be the big short pain point, is 870. Went for rotation in at previous day value area low, got 617. SPY might go for gap fill. Yeah, SPY's definitely looks like it's going for gap fill at 87.50. Just remember 88 is quite a big level. TP at the gap, yeah, I mean, all the way up here, it's possible. It's possible. This level is fair value currently from previous day, so you need to find acceptance over 637. My TP, if I was long, I'd be taking a partial here, and I'd be looking for this previous day value area high. This level here would be my TP. All right, a little bit into here, that's your New York Open and your previous day point of control, and here. And I'd want to, this pullback would need to hold value. They have to hold value here if I'm bullish. Right? If they don't hold value here, it can hold in front of value, but it's definitely got, I do not want it back outside of this. It's done all this work to get back inside of value. If they lose value, you know, it just means, I don't know what it means. It just means it's shit. I don't know how else to describe it. They have to hold value. Yeah, they have to hold value here on a pullback if I'm bullish all the way up to the top side of the range. Hopefully that makes sense. We don't want a market that goes fail breakout outside of value yesterday, wash all the way down underneath daily and weekly value, fail breakdown underneath value, back inside value, up to midpoint of value, back down, loses it again. We don't want to lose this box, right? If you think about previous week, previous day value in here, all right, we've had no acceptance above, no acceptance below, all right, but we're moving from under and reclaiming. Once we reclaim, we should go top side of the box. If we lose bottom side of the box, it's not a good look. Hopefully that makes sense. So basically just, this is your box. Like we just talked about. We can just do the whole thing. This is your box, all right? This is your box, and this is your box, all right? We've reclaimed this. We don't really want to lose this, all right? If you're bullish, you want them to hold here. You do not want them to lose that, and you want to complete the rotation up here. Yeah, ADHD market, yeah. VIX getting absolutely crushed at that, just above 1650. So was that the level from last night? It was. It's wild how quick these moves are happening, but you know, when we've had consolidation in tight ranges for 8 days, and then we get an expansion outside. I mean, what's this range been from yesterday's high to the low? And we've done it multiple times now. And that's not a joke, just shy of 500 points. And even this morning from that New York Open, 260 points down, and then what, almost all of it back up. Crazy. You know, watch your ATR and your sizing. Big old V shape. Yeah, ES very strong. I agree. ES very strong. Well, it's because you got SPY back over 85s. So they're going for gap fill. They are going for gap fill. So you're at Globex high now, really, on ES and SPY. It will want gap fill and it will want to test 88. If we get through 88, next level is 90. If we get through 90, next level is 700. All right, 8. And I would say the same thing. You do not want to lose a pullback into 85s on the SPY. All right, it's done all the hard work to get back above it. It held 82, got back above 85. You do not want to see it lose 85 on the SPY. We haven't had a good pullback on this market since I know these are pullbacks, but I would say this is a very, very steep trend. Just be very, very aware. It would not surprise me to come and see them retest this level down here. Right? And then they need to hold this kind of level. This is what they must hold to complete this rotation. Failing to hold this, they're opening themselves up for this move back down. It's flipping gross. You don't want to lose this level, really. I don't know where you guys got your bids in from, whether you took the weekly or daily reclaims, or maybe you took the 82s once we got above the 82s. Here comes a rotation. Remember, you want to find a bid at previous day value area, low or above. You do not want to lose that. That will create the liquidity that you need to go higher. All right. This will create the liquidity you need to go higher, because then you have all the stops in, and then you should then use these stops for a big drive. That's what you're looking for if you're looking to either buy back in or hold your position that you're already in. Initial balance now set. So your IB highs up here as well. Technically speaking, we're in an initial balance rotation all day with 250 odd points for the IB. Let me just check that. I think that's about right. 250 and 260 points on the IB. Right, so here comes the pullback. You will want them to hold this value area. I haven't had a good pullback on the market since COVID. I mean, I don't think that's fair. I think the tariff pullback was pretty good. It was a pretty good pullback, the tariff. I'll give you a readout on the mag while we're letting this sort of cool off and come in. Tesla 1.78% down, Nvidia 3% down, Google 1.34% down, Amazon 0.44% down, Apple 1.14% down. Microsoft has found a little bit of a bid today, 0.19% up, so relative strength. Meta, relative strength, 0.25% up. Oracle, did we gap fill on Oracle? Did we get there? What did I say it was? Was it 87s or 78s? I can't remember. 78s, okay. I'm going to set price alert here before I forget. You can see this level here. It's where you want to defend, there or thereabouts. Don't want to lose previous day's value. If you lose previous day's value, you will come and test previous week and current day's value. You don't want to lose previous day's value. SPY, you do not want to lose 85. Ideally, you want ES to find a bid. Initial balance high, New York open. Ideally. What do I use to see other stock percentages? TradingView, my watch list. I have a watch list. See this here? Top right, watch list. Here's my Mag 7 plus Oracle, plus equally weighted, and then stuff I'm following down here, and then I have my bonds, and then FX. And really useful to have a watch list at the side of one of your monitors so you can see what's moving. And you can see where the relative strength is coming from or relative weakness. What's dragging the market up or dragging the market down. Remember, like the last few days, for example, I can't remember what was bidding up. Was it Meta? Meta been bidding up, holding the market up. Oracle with that big sell overnight, dragging the market down. Still waiting here to see if I want to consider a range trade. Not really, but might not give me a choice. Buyers keep getting caught here at 90s. Buyers, everything is buy side above 90s. I want to see this come a little bit lower first, ideally. Trading right at previous week point of control and current day point of control. I do not want to be entering around here. This is basically telling you fair value for the last week and this week, so it's chop zone. Would love this. Just come down, test previous day value area low, VWAP kind of area. And we can see what's what. What's previous day's value? Right here, 563. Value area low, 563. Any bid in front of that, they can actually, if they do a two leg, they can look below and reclaim. Right, so you don't rule out this. That's equally good, right? So if they sort of come into this area of liquidity, find a bid, reclaim it, that's also good. But I want to play this side of it. I don't want to try and bid here, hoping. I want to see sellers come in and Delta not allow us to move down. I want to see a passive buyer sort of around here absorbing. Because if we don't see that, the reason I don't want to bid against it is what happens if they're not here and they go, oh yeah, fuck you. They can do it. You can see they did it this way. They did it this way. They can do it again if they want. Croaky throat again. All right, so here we go. Here's the drift in. Sellers are trying to sell these lows. And let's see. SPY probably got like another point. It's into IB high here. It's got another move down if it wants to come down into value. And 85 test. We will see, folks. We will see. We will see. Are we going to test value is the question. They are absorbing in front of value. Sellers now caught. Errors on my screen. There we go. Can't put limits out again. Are you really going to do this? Sellers just got caught there into 70s. All right, they came flying in at 70s. They got caught offside there. If we protect 70s, we're probably going to go higher now. I can't get a limit out. Fucking ninja. Pardon my French. It's got to be AI Trader or whatever it's called. Here's the test 70s. They need to hold this. If they hold 70s, we go higher. If they don't hold 70s, it's a problem. We'll snap down to previous day. Okay, not holding it. Still not in this. I was trying to get a limit out into it. I'm kind of glad I didn't now. So here's a retest of value area low, previous day. Now, if they lose this, you're going to go either full rotation or a trap underneath. What do we have underneath? Is there an imbalance? No big 5 minute imbalance. 1 minute imbalance down to 33s. That would be disgusting. So you can see this is the area I think bulls need to hold. All right, if they're gonna go for the rotation back up, they need to hold this area. If they lose this, there's either a trap play. All right, what you need to be careful of is this. There's either a trap play here, or they hold this, or if they lose it, we're coming right back down to this because we're kind of thin in here. And that would be my worry. All right, so they're losing value. So now it's either a trap play or they're going to lose all the way down. It's going to go straight up, straight down. If we're going to do that, we can think about a fib. Remember, we didn't sweep the low. It's the one thing we have to bear in mind. We didn't sweep the low. Bull flag area is into this 30. 50% back pullback will be into that imbalance. That imbalance is at 33s. The imbalance is actually up here at 33s. So still viable for bulls. Alex, stop moving that, you Wally. Stop it. Sellers do keep selling the lows, but Delta's still heavy here. I'm not flipping Delta. They're trying to absorb around previous stage value. Are we at 85s yet? Not quite. They're trying to reclaim initial balance, though, on the ES. Big battle here. They know it's a sensitive level. Something's going to happen here either way. We can't sit here for too long. Someone's going to get hurt. Nice reclaim. Where are those sellers? 70s. Delta's at 80s, so it's starting to look a little bit better for the bulls here. They're holding that previous day value area, but sellers came in at 80s, so they came in at 70s and 80s. So if we get over 70s, we're going to test 80. We get over 80 as squeeze as possible. Just be careful because buyers got caught at 90 and above. That's your rotation. You just want to see a bit of a delta flip here. Starting to see it try and creep in. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of absorption here on the tape, looking at the cumulative delta. Price not dragging down, delta dragging down. We've got an absorber on the tape here, which is what we wanted to see. So can he just step up now and drive us straight back over the 80s? Because that's where the sellers came in. You've got 189 sell side delta at 80. Can we get over that for a squeeze? Point of control just above that as well. So buyers having a good go here. Here we go. Over him, we should be able to squeeze out now. Should be the start of the squeeze. Here's point of control on the day. Don't want to lose these 80s. You want to see a shove over 80s. Otherwise, we're just going to go 70, 80, 70, 80, 60, 70, 60, 70, and no good. Okay, no good then. Failed. Failed to hold over 80. Failed point of control on the day. That's what we just talked about. This area here, sensitive. This is your fair value on the day. They had the opportunity to do that. They just failed. I'd be very careful now about, well, one of these moves here. This is the hard thing right now, is timing it when they've left such a big move. Do they want to come all the way back down? Very hard timing this. Seller's stuck under 50 right now, retesting that seller at 50. If they let him out, we'll snap. They're aggressively selling this, really aggressively selling this. They're flying into this book. Here's the new low. So they're going to keep breaking down here. Still no bulls here. They had the opportunity to step up for like about 30 seconds and failed. Previous day low here into 28s. Got an imbalance here at 33 to 31, buy side imbalance. So we're starting to see that pullback. Did we ever take this high? No. If we'd taken this out, I'd feel so much more bullish. If we'd taken this out, it would be much easier for me to really think about trying to attack this high side. The fact that we haven't taken this is a little bit concerning, but there's your ledge. If they lose it, they're going to come back to here. Previous week's value and a ledge. We're very, very thin in here. I'm still bullish based on what I'm seeing because we've reclaimed, but we're losing this. I still think bulls are not done yet. Go all the way to the bottom. I don't think we're going to go all the way to the bottom. SPY's holding 85. I think it's a pullback which is likely to be absorbed unless something changes. The only question is, when are bulls willing to step in? If everyone's like me, been not playing the V-shaped recovery, you're waiting for a pullback, you're waiting for an area to hold. They had the opportunity. This is the bull flag area. If this is a two-leg, this is the bull flag area. Otherwise, 61 fib. Think about 61 fib. It's also lining up with the previous week value area low and the current shelf. All right, so maybe they're going to hang out here. Maybe, if they can't get involved in a bull flag higher. But we are now developing potentially a micro head and shoulder for that wash. What will that measured move be? Will that be, if we call this the neckline, where's the 100%? Oh, mate, there's so many factors here going against each other. This is not a high confluence setup. SPY still above 85, still in its initial balance. All right, let me use the bathroom while this does whatever it's going to do and come back. Still selling. They just aggressively sold 27s there. Are there any bids stacking up on the book? It's the first time I've seen a little bit of a reaction here, but there's still sell sign and balance at 550. We've started to lose previous day's value area low. This is basically, how can I best say this? Weekly and daily traders are trading against each other right now. I don't think they really know what they want to do with it. I just think it's gamma exposure. SPY still holding IB, ES still holding IB. Both of those still above the New York Open. NQ relative weakness here. Unsurprising when we look across the mag and we see what's happening. Look at Oracle, look at Tesla, look at Nvidia, all in big sells. But here we go. Here's the attempt to reclaim value. Okay, so those sellers underneath 30 did get stuck. This is the attempt to reclaim value. They must reclaim these levels. And the problem now is if you're going to be bullish, okay, you have to respect this level up here. You have to, unfortunately. All right, so if they're going to be bullish, you need this, and really, you want a bid over this. You want to use pain here to move higher. Like I said, I think they have the ability to do it, but timing, it's going to be hard. This is the first time we've seen some sellers trapped. All right, we can see it. Bring this up. Hopefully you can see this right under here. You can see these sellers. This is all sell side, under sort of 40, but definitely under 29s. So you wouldn't want this really to come under 40 now. You want to reclaim value. You really, really, really want to reclaim value. If you've got a shot here of really driving back out, you want to reclaim value. Yeah, exactly. It is. It's the level that we broke down from 5 a.m. this morning. But there's 542 could potentially find a bid. 600 could potentially sell, but we poked through it. So it's like, I just think you've got a battle of timeframes right now. You have a battle of timeframes. They're trying to sell this again. Heavy delta coming in here again. Now, if they don't get a breakdown, this will be a clue. Is there a passive buyer here? We're not breaking down. Now we're starting to break down. Now, are they going to take out this guy? Where did I say it was? 29s. Aggressive selling into 29s, and they haven't got their way yet. Doesn't mean they don't. There's the 29 test. Buyers need to come get us back above 35 here to leave these sellers stuck. Otherwise, we can still wash. 29 tests are still washing. Still no alignment. I just think SPY is going to come all the way back down to 85 and then make a decision. I just feel like that is all we're going to do. I have maintained this thought process for a while now. I think option dealers are in absolute control of the market. Probably because they don't know how to hedge this right now because they're not sure what we're going to do. Definitely in stagflation. So they're like, well, let's let's just pin this market. Okay, here's the move down to 85s, 85.13s, 85.14s, 85.12s. They're trying to pin this down to 85s, and then they can make a decision maybe once they get to 85s. Notice my IBs are wrong on my other chart. There we go, it's better. All right, so 85 test SPY. And we might come all the way down to this box that we talked about. And that would be your kind of 61 and previous week value and the edge, this current edge. Giving back this whole move. Straight up, straight down last night. Straight up again, straight down this morning again, then straight back up and then straight back down. We're just not finding or not building anything out yet, but it will come. We're losing 85s now on the SPY. VWAP's the next spot. This is looking very ugly for this market. How have we gone back into range and lost range again? Why not reject it this morning on the retest? Why do these silly things? But the point of controls are the only thing being traded at the moment. So previous week value area low, next stop likely then I would assume. And if we lose that, then probably the Globex low because we didn't take it this morning. I don't think it's choppiness. I think it's actually the opposite. It's a lack of liquidity. It's a lack of liquidity. So bulls want to defend this blue box. If they don't defend the blue box, then we're going to go all the way for the Globex low. If they can't defend this, we're going for Globex low. Simple as that. I'd watch this 85 test on SPY. They're going to back test it now. If they lose that, wash is available. Failed the back test so far. Back to VWAP SPY. If it loses that, we're going back down. And it's starting to lose it. So previous week value area low, this level key now. If they lose this, we're going back to the Globex lows, in my opinion. This is the last chance saloon for buyers. They need to come in here and here now. If they don't, we're coming back down here. So they ended up doing a deep pullback. If they don't hold this, then I think there is a sell all the way back down. Look at the lack of structure both sides. It's ugly. So here's previous week value area low. Are we going to continue to sell through this now and go for low of day? I'd say it feels like yes. It definitely feels like yes at the moment. ES at VWAP. See how SPY back tested that 85 once it came under it and lost it. Very, very thin both sides here. You're going to have to be careful if you're going to play this. This is crazy thin. I think we're going to come for Globex low at this point, though. We've lost the key levels. The problem is we lack liquidity. It doesn't need to drive up to 530s again. Here we go. So 84 is now on SPY. So once it lost that 85, that was very, very quick. Losing previous week value area low here. I think we're probably going to trade down to the lows. It's just a question if they pop it up first. VIX finding a bid after filling its gap. This is tricky here. Previous week value area low. So bulls trying to defend this. I would say at this point, bears will want to sell this, sell this, sell this. This is what they want to do to complete it. Bulls will want to do this, 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 this. I think bulls are in a bit of danger here. Big level here for sure. Asia logo looks good. Yeah, it does potentially look good. I'm not going to deny that. I think it potentially looks good if you lose value. But I think bears need to defend 520s, basically. I think that's the level. 520s, 500 maybe. There's some buy side delta there at 500, but 520s somewhere up here. So there's the hold of this blue level. I still think bears have got a chance here, but you know, this market's done weird things this morning. It's been V-shaped recovery, and then V-shaped recovery, and I don't know what you call this. What's that move? Reverse V-shape down. Maybe we go V-shaped recovery back to the 20s and 30s now. We lack liquidity, or we lack structure is probably a better way of putting it. So the moves happen sharp and fast. I'm just blowing up my phone. Oh, it's my wife. Probably shouldn't complain about that. Get a slap. Okay, 500 test, 520s above that. That's the level bears need to defend. They need to break down underneath value. So 500, or I'd say 98. There's some delta there at 98. Buyers do look a little bit trapped right now in and around there. But last time we said that, we just went straight upside. So previous week value still holding. This blue box, we had the chance to sort of break and use it as resistance. We're not. We're going to bid back up towards here now by the looks of it. Anywhere from here, bears will need to defend and look for that. If we get this move here, I'm interested. I want to be very careful, because if we don't and we get this move, we can go straight back upside. Why am I going like, oh, it can do this or it can do this? Well, there's your weekly level. There's your daily level. Failed daily level, holding weekly level. This is the problem. We're not in alignment right now. Once we find alignment, like we had this morning, it was a really nice smooth trend, but we've lost alignment. We've gone back into rotational markets. 85, retest on the SPY. Does it reclaim it now? Jesus Christ, can we stop trading gamma levels? Please, dealers, just get us out the fucking range, please. I don't care which way you go. Please get us out the range, option dealers. I really don't care which way you want to go with this. But it would be lovely if we could leave this range. It'd be really lovely. A 20 and 30s retest. That's what they're trying to do. $85 retest SPY again. It's right there, right now. They squeeze through this, they're going to try and drive right back to the highs. There you go, V-shape again. Fucking hell, guys. Come on. You think the market's been in range most of the time this year? Are you mad? Are you mad? You think this year we've been in range? Seriously? You think this is a range? You think that's a range? I'm being deadly serious. You think that's a range? This is a range. That is not a range. That is not a range. Yeah, man. Don't know what to say to that. I don't know what you're looking at if you think the chart's been in a range most of the time this year. Okay, back to these 30s. SPY back over 85s. Can go 88s if it really wants now. I've become completely uninterested in this market now. We're just going to do silliness. And Friday tomorrow, they're going to do more silliness. What is the... Hang on. When's expiration? 19th. So they've got another week of doing this silliness. One more week of silliness. Enki might still dump. Yeah, it might still pump though. I would not bet on anything right now. Look. Blue box, weekly players said no, we're not going lower. Daily players will try and say no, we're not going higher. So daily players want this down under here. Weekly players want this up over here. There's the battle. This is the first time we've actually built out liquidity. This is your rotation. Acceptance above, we're going to go. Acceptance below, we're going to go. This becomes the rotation. That's just all it is. I'm going to stop talking about rotations because I feel like I talk about it on here a lot, and people join the channel and just can't see it and don't understand it. Has anyone got some Gex levels up on SPY? Can you just tell me if you've got them up? Has the put wall moved up from 82? And is there anything below? And is the call wall still 88, 90, and 700? If anyone's got that up, it'd be useful. I would imagine so, but it would just be good to know. It's 30 level again. Initial balance, yes. I've lost interest here, folks. I'm just going to be honest. I've lost interest because we're in a rotation. I want to be interested in selling this, but I'm not. I want to be interested in selling this, but I'm not. I have to respect this right now. 680 put. Yeah, so far away. So that's the biggest level. 700 and 690. Yeah, I know 700 and 690. Okay. Thanks, Julian. Thanks, Myron. And most of that will be for next week, I'm assuming. $680 put, yeah, so we haven't even tested it then. And here we go. SPY's going to go, man. SPY wants to go. This thing's going to squeeze again. So weekly players trying to take control. Can they get back inside previous day's range? Probably at this point. And this is the level right here. This guy right here. That's your rotation. Here to here. Here to here. I don't know what happens until we get outside of this box right now. This is your box. Right? They've confirmed that as the box. That's where we're pinned. That is where we're pinned. No doubt about it. There you go. Rejection inside of value. Fucking hell, mate. What a shit market. Every time I think we might get a really good market, we get back into this. Look at that last candle. Just like a 50-point, I don't know what to do candle. Look at that. 505 to 555s and no edge in it. We did. We got an awesome look. I'm not complaining, right? Look, I'm not complaining. It's been a decent day. I'm not complaining, but it's just like, come on. Let's develop something. You've had FOMC. You've had your ability to go upside. You failed. We know the market's fucked. Every idiot under the sun wants to talk about quantitative easing. Stick it up your ass. The market's fucked. No one's working. You've got a liquidity crisis. I guess we're just waiting for Japan to absolutely tank this market next week. And then my question is, if everyone knows that's coming, is it already sort of priced in? But maybe that's what we've got to wait for. We've just probably got to wait for this carry trade to see if it actually does anything. I would like it to do something, but the more I think about it, the more I think if everyone's looking for the same thing, it will not happen. But I'll talk about it in the newsletter on Saturday. It feels like a small cap market. I cannot say it enough. NQ literally feels like a small cap market now. And if everyone's waiting for the trade, for the carry trade, it just makes me feel like a small cap. If everyone's waiting for a fade and everyone's stacked short side in it, then the chance of it happening are not very high, and it's probably going to go the other way and catch everyone. So that's where my head's at. And it's probably where dealers' heads at as well. What date is that trade? Is it the 18th? Is it before? Options are 19th. Hang on, JPY carry trade. I looked this up yesterday. Why can't I remember anything? 19th. Okay. Carry trade 19th. OPEX 18th. It's all heading towards that date then. That's what we're heading towards. 18th, 19th. Look, market doesn't know what to do now. What date's that, JD? Let me have a look. Anytime. Didn't they already vote on it? And he said he just pushed back. I don't understand, right? Explain to me this one thing. If they come out and say it's illegal, he can't do it. What are they doing with all the money which has already been gained? What happened? How do you give that money back? Who's tracking that? If they can't even track the jobs numbers, how are they tracking the billions or trillions, if you listen to Trump, of dollars that they've made out of the tariffs? Okay, back into this. You can see this blue line. This is the level. This is your over-under right now. This is daily traders, daily short sellers trying to force the market down, weekly buyers trying to force the market up, and we're trading against each of them right now. Market down 1% and VIX even. I would say the VIX is actually up 0.44%, and the ES is down 0.25%. So correlation's still there. Correlation's still there. Long 25473. You got long on the level down here, was it? Nice. It's good. It's a good long. Just make sure you're paying yourself some here, because you don't. This might come right back down. This is your rotation, like we talked about. This is your box. This is why I've become uninterested. We did talk about potentially getting long here, but I didn't like that we lost that level. Really, that would have been much easier play. I just don't want to play a rotation now where we're fighting. Because this can be a lower high, this can be a higher low, this can be the rotation. They will build out here until they're ready to make a decision. You can see that blue line and this blue line. That's where we're stuck in between right now. I don't think so, Dim Sum. I think they will always say reset account if you want to do it. I don't think so, but you won't know until you get to end of day, unless you're looking at your screen and I mean, you know, if you've blown it, it will tell you in front of you. I think both sides are, though, Sigma. I think you'll find you've got both sides. So if you look up here, if we just get you on Bookmap, this is why I don't trust it right now. All right, if we just look at this, yeah, buyers came in here. These guys down here are still caught. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I just think it's a rotation now. I've made my money anyway. And how long we got left? A fucking hour left. God, this is going slow. Yeah, I don't have a bias right now. I don't have a bias. Like if we go to 5 minute, you can see we're holding. here, here. No acceptance, no acceptance. If we lose this, maybe. It's just really, like, for me now, it's becoming harder and harder and harder to pull the trigger. It just looks like the market doesn't know what it wants to do. Oh, I had you on the wrong thing. I'm sorry. Here. Right, no acceptance. No acceptance. If we look at that same level overnight, this is where we found a bid. And if we look at this same level here, this is where they lost control. And that's just your rotation now. Until we get confirmation and one side really comes in more aggressive and starts to win. On the daily, yeah, but to where, JD? That's the thing, right? We keep holding this low volume node. I want to see us trade into 900. I think there's a really good trade down into here. 24,900. And then the other one is 24,200, this guy here. Right, 20-day, 50-day, lots of reasons to come down here, but all depends. Are we going to reject this range? I guess this here is key, 650s, 630s. I guess you're right. All the time we're rejecting 630s and 650s, there's potential, right? There's potential to move lower. I think you're actually right. All the time we're rejecting up there, there's potential to move lower. Oh, sorry, folks. I need to do that. But again, you got this weekly kind of level here, which we keep coming into. And we cannot find acceptance beneath previous week value area low. And that's all I know right now. In the current day, here's value area low of the current day. Here's our profile on the current day, 620 to 500. And we're not finding acceptance either side of that. What trade copier do I use? I currently use Affordable Indicators trade copier. SPY 685 again. Same level. 685 again. Mag still does not look pretty out there. All of it down other than Microsoft, but it's 500 probably the key level. Psychological. Yeah, well, quite right, JD. We'll see, right? Maybe a revisit of previous week value here, and maybe then they make a decision. Maybe they come back up to those 20s and 30s again. Maybe then they make a decision. What are you saying, Roscoe? On the 1 hour and 5 days, you have triples at 870s. 870s. Okay, what I'd say up there is yesterday, that was the target, right? Was to take that liquidity. And once we took it, we've rolled away from it. I'm not convinced there was enough excess up there, Roscoe, if I'm honest. Like, we took it by like a point. 868 and we traded to 872. We took it by like a point. Should we move away from it? Yeah. Would I have preferred a bit more of a push through and then a rejection? Yeah. That's been the story of NQ for a while recently. But yeah, potentially. And it applies to every time frame for sure, but like every time frame with fractal. We got hate in the chat, have we? Fucking hilarious. Indie Power, it does it. Everything I teach works for everything. Market will work the same way no matter what you're looking at. Sellers tried to step in there at value and couldn't get a force down. They got caught again. This market still does not know what it wants to do. We're just doing a rotation. They just stepped in there at 95s and no follow through, and SPY's at 85. Market's gone to sleep. Market's gone to sleep at this level. Bears need a breakdown underneath previous week value. Simple as that. Bulls need to reclaim previous day's value. Simple as that. Nothing else we can do. Billy, just quit for the day, mate. If you got that back, quit for the day. Walk away. Because you should have stopped out. You didn't stop out. You made it back by the sounds of it. Definitely don't take another trade. Chances of you taking another trade and winning is very, very small. If you ever go like max loss and get back to break even, the chance of you actually going positive is very small. Yeah, good for you, mate. I mean, well done for logging out, but slap on the wrist for not stopping out. SPY holding 85s. Doesn't want to let go of 85s. Does not want to let go of 85s. I'm telling you, this is just fucking option dealers, man. There's nothing to do here. There's no trade to put on. There's literally nothing to do. There's nothing to do. We're just going to chop in this range. You just got to let it do whatever it is it needs to do. It is a shame. It is a shame that we've had a failed breakout both sides. I'm trying to think of the last time I saw that. Out of like a multi-week range where we had a failed breakout both sides. Look on this chart. October, not really. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen this. Yeah, I bet, Julian. I bet. How do you like? So I'm interested. How if you trade pretty much exclusively off gamma, what do you do? Do you just bid 82? Like when we hold 82, you bid 82. You take some off 85s. If we hold 85s, you bid 85s. You'll try and take some off at 80. You lose 85s. You sell 85s. You bid 82 back. I'm interested if you're just exclusively playing that. How you position yourself. Options are way beyond me, man. They're just scary. And are you playing 0 DTE in those, or are you going further out? Still stuck at value area low for the session. In the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, buyers are stuck over 20s and over 20s, over O2s, and sellers are stuck under 96. That's how tight it's gone. Feels like flush is coming, but I wouldn't guarantee it if we're holding 85s. If we lose 85s, then it's probably a bigger move. I want to wait to see if we get outside of value. Can we get outside of value? Are we going to start washing? SPY held 85 again. What is coming up the rest of the day? Starting to lose 85s potentially here. Do they rebid it though? We're underneath current value. Do we trade to value area low? Feels like it wants to wash, but what it feels like and what it does have been two different things recently. There's the retest of value. Reclaim of 85, holding VWAP. Yeah. Buyers did just get caught on this candle here. So all the time we protect 500, I think maybe a move back down to 470s. That SPY is going to make it very hard for you, I would say, if you're adamant on trying to get this rotation. Once that thing loses it, you can just set a price alert. I set it underneath as well because it keeps ducking underneath and finding a bid on VWAP. 85 is basically VWAP right now on the spiders, and that is the soak level. If they lose that, 82 is the level, I would say. Well, what was that pin? 84 we traded at earlier. Don't remember seeing anything there. Maybe Julian can tell me otherwise, but 82 was the level downside. Yeah, totally. So how much, like, if you're trading off it, how much room do you give it? Like, for example, today, we traded, if you were bidding 85 on that pullback, we traded right down to 84. How much room do you give it? Do you give it level to level and you're trading like small size, or are you going far enough out that you don't really care? Still, these buyers keep getting stuck. They're trying to trade through 500 and they're not getting their way. That's the 1, 2, 3 attempts now to get through 500 and not getting their way, which is value on the day. Delta's trying to move higher. Price is moving lower. There's a seller on the tape. Cumulative delta is trying to move higher. Price is moving lower. There's definitely a seller on the tape. Versus 500, I'd say, at the moment. So we might get a snap here. Here's your previous week open. I think there's a snap potentially coming here, just based on what I've seen on the delta there. And your cover level will be 417. If we let go of that, it will be low of day. Remember, we didn't take out Globex. 500 is key. 500, 685 is key. Here you go. Here's a snap. So 70s, previous week value area low possible here. And if they get under that, then you're looking for Globex. And that delta did just shift pretty nasty there. So the buyers over 500 did just get caught. SPY will not let go of it. Julian, is it you? You're just buying. You're just constantly buying calls. So that was your cover point into previous week value, and the weekly players have just come in there again. I would still maintain buyers currently a caught at over 500. 500. What's that last four candles? 1, 2, 3, 4. 500 to 507s. There is a sell side imbalance to 508.75. So 500 to 507s is where those buyers got caught. If they reclaim that, then potential squeeze. But until that point, they are out the money. But again, SPY will not let go of 85. I'm trading them like futures, taking partials on ES, MES, and SPX. Good for you, mate. If you bought, out of interest, if you bought a zero, I don't know, you might not be able to tell me, but if you bought the 82s this morning on a zero DTE and you sold 85s, what would you have? What would the percentage gains have been on this morning? I reckon they would have been pretty good because that drop was pretty nasty. Probably everyone was a bit worried, just out of interest. Is it like 100% gain or something in what's that, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes? 15 minutes. You could have got it in 15 minutes. Out of interest. So if you bought that 10 a.m. move into 82s and you sold 10-10, so 10-minute candle, if you sold 10-10 into 85 and you bought the zero expiries, man, come on, market, do something. Those buyers got caught again, but there's sellers caught on that last dip down. The sellers got caught under 77s. It's just back and forth here, folks. Testing each side of it. Oh, you're trading SPX as well. So there's a few of you trading options here. Yeah. Yeah, I was good friends with Amin. I was on Cuff. I had a chat called Fun Train to Reno, which I released on Cuff. Amin was like an early supporter of me. I used to do all the Cuff shows, Sankeys and stuff. It was good fun. Don't know why that just got removed, but yeah, he's gone solo now. Dance is just doing producing for hip hop artists in Marseille. Those are good times, man. They've got very fond memories. Are you a fan of that? G House. Good fun. He's a really nice guy. I mean, really good dude. You love it. Are you from France? Like, where are you from? You English? Italian. Italian, and you love your G House. Living in London. I would have thought like you'd be fans of the Italian guys in London then. Like Kasim. Maybe a bit more housey for you. I'm from London, but I live in Los Angeles. Man, this market doesn't know what to do. Back to 85s on the SPY we go. Big kill candle there. My stomach's rumbling. I need to eat. Back down to previous week open. Are they going to just pop this straight back up to 500? Yep. They just soaked 85 again. I think there's a snap coming soon. They can't keep soaking and soaking and soaking and soaking without a break. One way or another. I'd be watching these 500s here. There's a sell side imbalance to 506. But again, we're still just trading between previous day value and previous week value. Did we take any trades today? Yeah, I was short this morning. From Mexico, living in Chicago. I used to enjoy playing in Mexico prior to them arresting Chapo when BPM was still going. It was so much fun, that festival, before they went and murdered everyone on the beach. I used to go there every year. Where else did I play? I used to play Merida. Did I say it right? Meridia. And I'm friends with quite a few guys from Chicago. John Schuster is from Chicago. Who else? Trying to think. Feels like they want to break down, but these shorts can't get continuation. Every time they try and sell underneath 82, they're getting stuck. Who else? Who used to do the vocals for me? I can't think of his name. I'm going to have to look it up now. It's going to come to me. find it. Why can't I think of its name? That's embarrassing, man. It's been so long since I've played. Trying to find a picture of me at ADE and then I'll remember everyone. Oh, it's breaking down. Fuck. The moment I look away. Oh, you bastard. Okay, previous week value area low. Do they sell under this now for expansion? Is the question I would have. The answer is yes. Oh my god. This is why you can't get distracted like I just did. The moment I look away, we start doing it. All right, so ES starting to let go of those 85s. If we start rejecting previous week value and current week value, so if we reject 77 to 90, there's a drift lower here in this market available. And I've missed an entry by fucking around on my phone like an idiot. It's my fault. My absolute fault there. Okay, back to value. This is where big buys came in. What was their ledge? Up here, tens. So tens? No, it was tens. 5 tens where they got stuck. Okay, so willing for it to go there, but I'd rather we didn't go that high. If I'm going to resell this, I'd rather watch this guy 82 and 90. So let's see how we act up here. Do they resell this on this push? Or is that yet another fail breakdown underneath previous week? I'm watching SPY back into 85, which is retesting now. So do they resell this for the move to 82 or do they reclaim it for a move to 88? And that's on SPY that I'm talking about when I'm saying 82 and 88. Very, very thin on that kill candle above 500 to 506. So I'd say sellers are in control here versus sort of 506, 500, 506. Sellers are in control for a potential leg down. It just depends if they're going to give any follow through today. OTM puts were 24x. That's awesome. You're doing on props right now. What, as in, there's options, sorry, how do I say that? There's props for options. I didn't know that. Okay, here's the ledge into this area. If they reclaim this, we go straight up. If they reject this, they're going to retest this low and they're going to try and get acceptance under value. So this is the area here. Bears must defend this if they really, really want to get that Globex. If they don't, then this just comes straight back up to here again. You can see we're very, very thin in here like I just talked about. So here's the attempt to defend it. They just trapped a ton of buys in that last move up there. SPY still holding 85. It's still not getting a confirmation of a big kill candle yet. It feels like it's coming, but we're not getting confirmation yet. It's a good rejection of that ledge, though. They need to close outside of previous week value here, and then we can go pukey puke. Main flush in the afternoon. Yeah, you might well be right, Peter. I won't be here for it today, unfortunately. Just like last night, when I was so pissed off last night. I went out for food. I was watching a film. I thought, oh, I'll just quickly check the charts, and I saw where we were, and I was like, you have got to be shitting me. Oh. Yeah, Nvidia 3.65% down. It's just Oracle, mate. Anything chip related is going to get dragged. Yeah, I know a few of you would have been insane. What was tough is I was waiting for. There was 2 moves last night. Yesterday I was looking for. Here they are. All right, so this was posted at 3:22 in the afternoon. Right, so this is what I was looking for, either a retest after taking out the high and a squeeze back higher, or a break under and stay heavy for the rotation. If we look at what we actually got, it was, even if we look at that level that I'm talking about, rejection into sort of 230, 240s. We look at what actually happened. 230s, was it 730s? I think it was. Oh, I just said 230s. 730s, or is it 6? Yesterday. Yeah. All right, right here. If we look at what we got, breakdown, there's the rejection, and there's the roll. And if you look at what I said I was looking for, all right, breakdown, rejection, roll, back down to previous day value, previous week value, is literally perfect. This is everything I was looking for. Previous week value, previous day value. It's just fucking annoying when they do it. I've got to stop swearing. It's really upsetting when they do it, when you've been waiting for it, and they do it when you're not at your desk. Did any of you actually get it? I'm interested. Did any of you get it? Were any of you at your desk for Globex for the Asia move? Or did any of you bid it back up? I think that was a really brave move to bid it back up. I didn't want to bid it back up after leaving value. Nice, yeah. I mean, I caught a tiny bit and then I had one more go and I left it on and I was like, we either dump or we don't, and got knocked out just in front of break even on it. Good for you though, Chris. In sim, yeah, but sim's still good, mate. It's just practice, isn't it? All right, so reclaiming current value area, no acceptance underneath previous week. Feel like I'm repeating myself. I tell you what though, if these guys don't get this breakdown soon, they're going to get caught. All right, because they cannot sell under here. They've had numerous attempts. If they don't get it soon, this is going to happen. They're going to get caught. All right, they need this, and if they don't get it, they are going to get this slammed. Which wouldn't be slammed, pumped in their face. So they're running out of time here versus this ledge here. They must protect this ledge. Failure to protect this ledge, there's lots of room upside for them to come and squeeze. Because at the moment, if we think about this, there's the pullback for bulls to buy, right? There's the push. Here's the attempt from shorts to fail. They haven't completed it. This here is a failed break, all right? So if they cannot get under this level here, this is where shorts will get caught and they will allow a squeeze back up to here, 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 and who knows what happens once we start running. Okay, so shorts right now are definitely caught versus this level. They've had numerous attempts. Right, one attempt here, another attempt here, another attempt here, and they're starting to get themselves caught offside. It can change very, very quickly, like we've seen. Very, very quick moves today when they've got enough caught offside. This is why I'm skeptical in this area. Time frame's not aligning. Look at this, even here. Lower time frame in a buy, higher time frame in a sell. Lack of alignment. Squeezes on here. Squeezes on here by the looks of it. Shifting so quick, this tape, once they've got one side caught, and it's just like we go the other way for 5 minutes and then stuck, and then we'll go back down for 5 minutes. Yeah, let's have a look at these H1s. This valid point there, one of you raises. It's messy. All right. Current weak point of control up here. Unable to reclaim it since the New York Open. All right. Staying heavy, but unable to break down under this low. Does this look bearish? It does look bearish, but why are we not breaking down under this low? That's my question right now. We should be breaking down under that low based on what they've done here. Failed breakout, taken liquidity, failed, pull back in, sell, didn't take the low. Okay, build more liquidity, haven't taken the low. They need to break down here. All right, the shorts need to take control of this market and break down. The one thing I'd say is these shorts, as we know since April, have not been very good at doing their job. But if they get the breakdown here, then this level here can be traded into, and this level here, for me, this is your magnet. All right, this right here, this guy right here is a magnet. It doesn't have to happen today. It can take days and weeks to happen, but this trade here feels like it needs to happen in this market, but they're just not willing to do it right now. Too much conflicting thoughts on what's happening in the market macro-wise, I would say. "20 minutes left. Oh, and then it's gym time. Leg day. Ugh. We're starting to find balance today. This looks like a fairly typical D shape. Not good for those of you looking for trend. Oh. Any giveaways? Yeah, we're going to do an Apex giveaway. I'm going to do a Christmas giveaway as well. It's going to have to be either on the community or on Twitter. We're going to give away 3 different winners. We'll do a funded next account, an Apex account, and what else do we do? Maybe we do one of the new courses or a coupon for the course. So there'll be 3 different winners. I'm going to probably set it up next week. It will have to be on like some stupid thing, which I don't want to do, like a Twitter question or on the community tab on YouTube, because Funded Next won't give me codes just to give to you guys. So I don't know why, but for whatever reason, they want me to set up like a Q&A or something where you guys respond, and then I pick the winner and you have to give me your email and I have to send it to them. Such a lengthy process for a giveaway, but I can't control what they do, guys. I'm really sorry. Alex, I have a question for you, bud. I bought my first Apex yesterday. I made 290 over the profit target for the eval. When will I know that I pass it? At the end of the day today. Give them like an hour or 2 after close today. It's done. Aha. Oh, got you, Julian. I understand. Awesome work, mate. Nice work. All right, so 85 held, SPY, and we're probably going to go 88.90 now. So the squeeze, like I said about, I don't know, 3 minutes ago, squeezes on here, failed to break down. All the way back down to all the way back up to previous day value area, and you would say shorts have failed this rotation, and we're going to come back up to this point of control, and if we find acceptance over it, well, a ginormous squeeze is potentially on here now. Mad market. Can't make its mind up, but it's starting to potentially make its mind up once we get over here. Remember, this is the liquidity. They need to get over here. If they are able to base around here, build liquidity, this is available. If they chop it, then they just chop it back down, and that becomes your range. Look at the range on the day. That's your range on the day. 6 to 470, 130 points-ish. So this POC and stuff here becomes key. And this is currently trading into value area low on the current week, the developing week. We can pass in one day on Apex. I took one with your code yesterday, mate. Is this you just say I'm not sure? I don't know what you mean. Can you pass in one day? Yeah, you can pass in one day, one trade, whatever you want to do. Yeah, you can just rotate a micro. Just press buy, sell the next 2 days. You don't need to make profit. You just need to trade them. Will any trade copiers group different prop firms at the same time? Yeah, most of them will. Most of them will. Okay, so we're trading back up to point of control on this session. This is where sellers came in last time, 880 all the way up to sort of 890. Am I saying it wrong? 580 to 590. Jesus Christ. Alex, you're an absolute imbecile today. Can't talk. 580 to 590. All right, we can zoom in on this. 580 to 590. Here's current point of control and previous week point of control. All right, this is fair value for the last week and current week. And this is also the edge of current developing value. All right, and if they fail this, they will need to hold this. If they don't hold this, well, guess what? We'll just come back down and test another ledge. This is just all this market can do right now is rotate. It has the chance to go super bull here, honestly, if it can catch enough. But you're a braver person than me if you want to trade back inside this old range. For me, when I'm looking at the hourly, we're just trading right into the edge of it. This is why I have conflicting ideas right now. We see this. This is developing profile for the week. Right, this is current week. We've traded outside of it. We traded inside, rejected. We're coming back to here, question mark. Do we reject for this roll down? Why haven't we taken it? Why haven't we taken the lows? If we get back inside, yeah, maybe more upside, but it's ugly, man. You just got so much conflicting things here. If we'd done this, I'd be way more bullish. But we didn't do that. And the squeezes happen so quick. They're just like, okay, we're going. All right, once we trap down here, okay, we're going. 100 points. It's still inside initial balance as well. What trading interview? Mission platform. I just purchased it. Which one did you purchase? Indie Power. Because if you purchased it, if you actually bought an indicator, it tell you exactly what to do if you log in. Which trading view one? The Flow Zone Pro. Yeah. So if you log in now to that platform, it will tell you what to do. It will tell you the email to email me at, and I'll sort you out. Point of control here. All right, so if they squeeze through this, you got previous week point of control, current value area high 604. That's kind of the level that can trade up to. And if they're going to start really turning this on, they're going to have to start setting a big old squeeze out. ES starting to go. SPY starting to go. Previous day close possible on the SPY here. It's really not very far away. Same with ES. Should go and fill that gap now on those markets, I would say. Big old squeeze out here is possible on those markets. 600, a big level. So ES is getting very close to this level up here. It's very close to this close up here. So relative strength in those markets. So possible squeeze up here, I would say. We're now above value point of control on the day. Lots of buying coming in here. It's just whether they can continue a squeeze. You've been straight up. This is just a huge squeeze out. It's nothing else. So reflipped value, so held value. So now you're starting to see alignment where weekly players want it up, daily players want it up, and where they're trying to go, weekly, daily, and then these levels up here. Completion of rotation will be all the way up here. So if we're not going to auction under these, then we should auction back to this. Should. Didn't do it earlier, has failed numerous times, and this is your key level. So here's the retest of previous day again. Are they just really going to leave this pinned in between the two? VIX finding a bid of previous day low. I can't imagine this auction's finished higher after just work. They've just worked so hard to do this move. Are they literally going to give this right back to 24s? I cannot imagine them doing that, but they've done some weird things today in leaving liquidity. So ES just poked through initial balance high, look above it, IB high and fail. It had a gap fill to 91. We got up to 86. It's now rotating back inside. It might try and test 78 to 75 on ES. SPY just ripped up to 87. Might well come back here to, what's this, 86s. You wouldn't want to see it back at 85. If it comes all the way back at 85, it's a major problem again. Gold all-time high, is it really? Oof. Where's this node? Here. They need to hold this. So they just got stuck at point of control again. So current and previous week point of control all here. And current value area high, value area low for the week. So there's your resistance point. And this might be the new rotation. Oh my God. So all they had to do is get over that for the squeeze. They failed. So this might be the new rotation here now. Pathetic. They're pathetic, both sides. Pathetic. No Santa rally for Nasdaq. Probably not, but I mean, things can change very quickly, like we know. What's this? Got news hitting the tape here. What is going on here? So back down into the shelf and VWAP. So straight squeeze up. We lack the pullback. Here comes the pullback. Do they find a bid here now? Or are they just going to collapse this whole thing from one side to the other? Dog's just woken up. All right, Luna. So if we lose this shelf, we're going to go into that low volume node and trade right the way back down to the 500s. I expect they will try and hold this shelf here. IndiePal, just shoot. I tell you what, just shoot me an email, info@flowzonetrader.com. Shoot me an email and I'll look it up. But you should just be able to log in to the course and it should tell you what to do, unless there's an issue with it. And I'll sort it as soon as I get off stream. I'll sort that for you. Big sellers trying to force it down here into this low volume node. Oh my God, this market is terrible. It's just squeeze one way, squeeze the other. Squeeze one way, squeeze the other. It's we lack any structure here. We lack any confirmation. They had the ability here to try and confirm weekly and daily buys. Tried to confirm to go higher. They failed. They're going to come straight back down. Here's your node. They can look for that rotation. If they fail that, they look for this rotation. This just becomes a no trade zone for me. I've maintained that numerous times. If we can get outside of value, I'm interested in trading. Once we're inside of value, when it's, unwilling to move properly, I'm very uninterested. This is just become more and more and more sloppy. They had the ability to do this move, they failed. They now have the ability to do this move, but they failed every time they've come down here. It's Not a momentum trader's dream, this. Let's say that. Oh! Fuck me. We come back to 85. Yep, SPY's coming back to 85. What is this market? Let me just get this right. They checked 85, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 for an hour. They checked 85. They break out of 85 and they think, oh, fuck, we better check it one more time. Are you for real, guys? Are you for real right now? Let me just make sure 85 is okay one more time. Oh, fuck. It's not okay. So much selling here. It's insane. Like straight up, straight down. This is the market today. Insane. Insane in the membrane. Back to 450, you think? Where's 450? Oh, back to this. Yeah, I mean, if you called it, I didn't see you call it, but if you did, yeah, then you are indeed correct. Back to value. Are they going to bid off here, though, and just go back upside again with no follow-through? Like, what are they going to do? Here's 85s coming on the spiders. Quick, let's bid value. Let's buy value again. Let's just trade back to the other side of the range because we've got no follow-through. There you go. Bid value. Quick bid value. Bid. Did they get stuck, though, finally today? Do we actually get a follow-through in this market? Is there ever going to be a follow-through in this market for more than, like, a minute? They're trying to bid it, and they're getting caught. They're trying again. Passive buyer here is trying to step in here. I think he's going to get caught here. Here comes SPY into VWAP and the all-important level, 85. If we do a V-shape off 85, I'm going to fucking... I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a naked dance on stream. Okay, back to previous week value area low. Can we please see some acceptance? I'm happy to play lower. If we can see some acceptance under here, it'd be really nice. Might actually do something today. Running out of time into lunch though. Right, under 85 now. Are we now going to see acceptance lower? Please don't V-shape off this same level. Let's see some acceptance lower so we can actually do something. Here come the bid. Here they come. Bid. Previous week value area low, 85. Bid. They come flying in. Right. If we can now break below them, it would be fun. If they bid this up to 520, I will not come back this afternoon. Bid. Here they come flying in. Bid. If they get stuck, we can have some fun here, and we might actually break down. If they go bid, I'm uninterested. I want them to go bid, and get smacked in the face. Get smacked in the face. Come on. They're trying to bid it. They're getting stuck here. Come on, get undervalued for fuck's sake. We can have some fun if we get undervalued. Come on. 85. Come on, option dealers. Just pull it. Pull your 85, let it go 82. It would be so much fun if you actually do that, finally. We've got Globex to go for. There's a low-hanging fruit down there we can go for. Come on, market. You've got to get under these 70s. I'll tell you what, there was, last time we were down here, there was a seller stuck at 58. So just be aware of that from when we were down here at 11:30. There's a chance to. I do think there's a chance to snap this. It's just whether they need to pop it up first. Because it's his third visit now. Once this goes, we've got a low hanging fruit down here. This is just rotation, rotation, rotation. I want to play outside of rotation. I don't want to play in here. I want to see this if we're going to play that, or I want to see this if we're going to play that. I don't want to play in that. It's just garbage. Okay, here comes Mr. Bid Bid. Mr. 85 absorbing again. Bid, 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 bid. Come on. Seller stepping down into 5-12s here. So they're trying to get filled into 12s here. Oh, he's just pulled it up higher. He's moved up to 37s here now. Let's see if they pop this up and then smack it. Answer is, so far, yes. Okay, this is good. They need follow through now. Now or never for these spares. They need follow through now. Now or never, because they just came flying in. Doesn't look good for them. And you got a spoofer on the tape who keeps lifting his offer. That's not a good look. And he's just lifted again. That's not a good look at all for these bears. If you've got a spoofer lifting his offer, probably means he's a buyer and he's not actually interested in getting filled to the sell. So you're going to have to wait for a momentum shift here to come. And it's gone buy side delta and they're starting to try and squeeze this all the way back out. I'd say 500 is going to be the key level. Over 500, low volume node straight up to 520. So if they get over 500, they're going 520. And you're right back into this low volume node here. So bears failing miserably to get this breakdown. This is their level to defend. If they don't, they come right back here. And this becomes yet again a no trade zone because we never broke underneath value for me to want to get involved. Just repeats the same thing. Terrible. Look at that. Straight up to 520s. There we go. What an awful market. Absolutely awful market. You cannot, well, you can do what you want. I cannot trade inside value like this. It's far too dangerous. They have every opportunity to take control and they are not. That's all I know about this market. Every opportunity buyers have to take control. They are failing. Every opportunity sellers have to take control. They are failing. So all we're doing is a very shit dance right now. Here's your dance. That's your dance. Sellers can't take control. Buyers can't take control. Shit dance. All right. That's your market. That's what you've got. Is it lunch now? Oh, yes. Okay, so small day. I mean, relatively speaking, considering what was in front of me. I don't think that was really the best execution today. Where did we trade? We traded the breakdown underneath previous week. All right, so we caught that there. And that was it. That's all we caught. Because it's the only time all day that we've left value. Once we reclaimed it, there was probably a trade upside, but like we say, Alex doesn't like trading inside value. So ever since 10:05, there's basically not been a trade opportunity. This is your box. For me, for you, if you like trading rotations and value, there's plenty of trade opportunities. For what I look for, look at the flow zones. Gross. I want outside of here or back above here. Either side. I don't care which side. I'm not going to play inside here. Okie dokie. Yo, what's up, Tony? How's it going, man? My Mexicali brother. I hope you're good, dude. You got rinsed on Netflix. What, you were long Netflix? Let me have a look at it for you. I mean, what? You were long post-split? It's into an interesting area to bid back up, to be honest. Possible buy here versus 82s. I like this zone here. This last pullback zone. That's probably a buy zone. It's probably a buy zone. If you're swing long, that's your buy zone. You're going to have to hold it for 1 to 5 years. All right. Because they've done a split now, so lots more liquidity injected in here now. So it's going to take a longer time. That'd be what I'd be looking at. Nice. All right, let's do a giveaway before I forget. Please, some of you spam chat. Let me explain something to you. If you type in the answer more than once, you don't get picked. Nightbot instantly deletes you. So please don't spam chat. You're not going to help yourself, all right? You're not going to help yourself win. You're going to guarantee you don't win. Let's do... All right, just type FCT once in chat. Once to make sure you get entered, all right? Just once. All right, just type it once. I'll be right back. Get another refill here. All right. Let's pull this winner. I don't know how to say your name, so if I get this wrong, I'm sorry. Bauta Y7P. Bauta Y7P. Are you here? There you go. All right, nice one. There you go. So all you got to do is shoot me an email, info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube, and I will send you a free Apex account, any size that you want. Point of control now rejecting here on this market. I cannot believe what I'm watching on this market. The rotations are just mental. All right, team, and that's it. That's us done. Freaky Friday tomorrow. We'll see how we go tomorrow. Hopefully, hopefully we can move outside of this range. I am not going to hold my breath. Could I repeat the email? Yeah, info@flowzonetrader.com. info@flowzonetrader.com. And that's it. You've got until... I'll remind myself all these. How long has Apex got left? I don't think... Is it till Tuesday? Monday, Tuesday? 5 days. Right, you've got 5 days left for the 90% sale on Apex. Okay, so every account right now will cost you $19.60. It doesn't matter what account size you go for. It's $19.60 to do the evals. For the activation fees, 25k, 50k, 100k are $65 activation fee. So if you pass first time, it's $84 all in. And for the 150k, 250k, 300k, it's $144 all in. Which one is best? It really depends what size you like trading, what your ambitions are. 25k, 50k are, in terms of RR, are the best. All right, they're the easiest to pass, but they obviously give you less drawdown. The bigger the accounts, the more drawdown you get, but the less efficient they are, because you're going to need to make 3, 4, 5R in terms of your trading drawdown. So my advice is always 50Ks. 50Ks, nice and small, let them build. That's the way to do it. In my opinion, I've got plenty of videos on that. But again, look, if you don't like trading drawdown, I don't advise trading with them. Like, if you want to use other accounts, plenty of other people you can trade with as well. All right, back tomorrow. What news do we have tomorrow? Let me just quickly have a look. Tomorrow, 13th, 12th. What have we got tomorrow? Bugger all. Some Fed talk and wholesale inventory. So if we don't move out the... Oh, is it AVGO tonight? It is, right? I think AVGO is tonight. Broadcom, yeah, it is. AVGO tonight. That would be the big mover, especially after everyone watching Oracle yesterday. So if AVGO misses earnings tonight, I wouldn't be surprised to see this market yank a little bit, like it did previously. But who knows? I would love it if we leave this range. It would be really nice. The best move that we could get in this market, the best thing that we could ask for in this market, whether it's today or next week, right? It's really simple. The best move that we could ask for is to leave this range with a gap. All right. If we had woken up this morning and we were trading down here, it would have been really obvious, wouldn't it? Back test, failure. Really simple. Leave buyers trapped, fail. I don't want us trading back inside here, all right? Because then we're not leaving the buyers trapped. Remember here, really simple. Back test, fail, trade away. That's what we want. Or if AVGO has blowout earnings and we open up here, that's also fine. Back test, buy, upside. That's going to be the easiest thing. If we're going to continue to trade in here, I'm going to continue to be in scalp mode and very uninterested and just see money take money. Does that make sense? Sorry, I didn't realize you couldn't see all of it. But there you go. All right, folks. Back tomorrow. We go again. And we'll see what we get. Fingers crossed. Everyone say your market prayers for a move outside of value. Maybe we get lucky and get it. Be sensible, use hard stops, all that usual good stuff. Those in Discord, I'm going to set some price alerts. I probably won't actively trade, but I will try and jump in and support you for some levels later that I'd be looking at. All right, peace and love, everyone, and see you tomorrow morning.